and another video from Dave.
What's up, YouTube? This is Dave's Had Enough 1.7. This is another video to do with Outcast Season 1, Episode 3, All Alone Now review. And another video from Dave. And yeah, pretty much this is my review for Outcast Season 1, Episode 3, All Alone Now. It was a really good episode. I thought it was better than last week's episode. Not better than the first episode, the pilot episode, but definitely better than last week's episode. This episode actually focuses around two best friends that are cops, and basically, one of them ends up getting possessed and killing the best friend's wife. That was something that, one of the main things in this episode. And Kyle and the Reverend basically have to go to the prison to try to, basically get the demon out of the cop's partner, his best friend, that is his partner. And you learn a little bit more about, what Kyle, why he is the way he is. Because there is a part where he's talking to the cop's partner that's possessed. The demon's talking to him and telling him, basically, he's trying to, you could tell Kyle's trying to figure out why he is he is the way he is. And the demon's basically telling him, hey, do you have a lot of people that are around you? When you were growing up in high school, did you have a lot of friends? And you're basically learning why he's called Outcast, like the reason, I guess, why they call him Outcast, because the demon refers to him as Outcast. But we're starting to slowly but surely figure out what Kyle is, and you still have no clue exactly what he is. We do know his blood can hurt the demons. When he touches them, he punches them, stuff like that. This episode is mainly focused, like I said, around the cop and his partner. His partner ended up killing his wife, and he ends up contacting them to try, because he knows what they did to the boy and actually helped the boy in the first episode. So he's hoping that he can do the same for his partner. But this guy, the demon, when Kyle did do the stuff with the blood and all that, it didn't. It affected him, but it didn't get the demon out of him, So I don't know. There's gonna be more. There's gonna probably be another episode or something with that guy, the cop's partner, or something more along the lines of what's going on with that situation. There's more to it. In this episode too, we actually got to see more of the whole thing with the trailer. In the woods where the raccoons were basically, crucified to the trees. The cop, Megan Holter's husband, Mark Holter, he wanted to go back to the crime scene and basically investigate for, do like forensics, and see what he could find. And, the Chief Giles didn't really want him going back. He felt it was a waste of time, or he was putting it that way. Like, everybody in the town knows there's something weird going on, but I think the chief knows some stuff too. You could tell he definitely knows there's some odd stuff going on, and he's basically, you could tell he's on the Reverend and Kyle's side, but he didn't want the cop basically going back up there. And when the cop did find more evidence and found a watch, and he found a fingernail on the roof because you could see the scratch marks, because he was basically trying to tell, he's like, oh, there's some, some kind of animal in there or something, but it's actually a fingernail. But you could tell the chief did not want him going back up there. When he got the evidence that he found that he was going to send off to, wherever they review the evidence and to the labs and stuff, he's like, no, I'll take that. Give me that evidence. I'll take that. And you could tell that the cop, her husband, Mark Holter, was pretty much annoyed with that. Another thing that happened in this episode is basically with his wife, Megan Holter, which I'm assuming that's Kyle's sister, or friend from childhood that he did something for. I think it's his sister. Um, she was noticing some guy that was following her around, and you come to find out that, from what I gather, when she broke into his hotel room, that this guy is stalking her. He's got, her Facebook, basically on his computer, and then he's coming back to his room, and she gets out in time. So I'm assuming that's somebody from her past, because when she's having, sex with her husband, she was looking up at her husband. She was like having flashbacks of that guy, so you could tell this guy's really getting to her, whoever this person is. We've seen more to do with the man in the black hat and the black suit, which I'm assuming he's like the devil, or is the main demon. And he basically was shaving in this episode in the hotel room, and I think it's the same hotel room that uh, that Megan Holter was looking for, that where that guy was, and he was shaving. And then later on, when Kyle goes back home, he goes and checks on his neighbor, and his neighbor next door is in the chair with his wrist slit, with that that shaver thing sitting there, on the ground. So obviously the guy in the black suit killed him, and like the demon said to him in the episode, he says anybody around you is pretty well fucked. Pretty much along those lines. But yeah, it was a great episode, and I think if I had to score this episode, I'm looking for my charger, the computer's about to die, the battery. If I had to score this episode, I did think it was better than last week's episode, but I didn't think it was as good as the first episode, so I would have to go with an 8. It was enjoyable. I'm looking forward to more episodes. It's keeping me, interested, and hopefully this show will do good, and we'll have more seasons to come. But tell me what you think about Outcast season 1, episode 3, All Alone Now. Tell me what you think in the comment section, and more videos to come. Thank you, YouTube.